that you learn so much about yourself from being a parent, and especially in the world that you're trying to raise your kid in. My name is Chapchumba Cherus, and welcome to the Parenting Show. We have a great show lined up for you, all the way from my story with Juliet Murimi to parenting one-on-one with me. I had a great conversation with a lady called Nyokabi, and Nyokabi she's a teacher of sign language. She teaches kids who cannot be able to hear. A great conversation indeed, you don't want to miss. And the hashtag to use is parenting one-on-one. Interact with us on our social media handles at KTN Home, on my personal handles at Chepchumba Cherus on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter is at Malin Cherus. Welcome to the Parenting Show.
Thank you so much, Chap. My name is Juliet, and we want to take this opportunity to appreciate you for helping us grow this family here at the Parenting Show. To start us off is my story. Today on my story, I'm joined by a lady by the name Ashley. Ashley is a mom, and she has a very inspiring story. I don't want to talk much about it. I want you to hear it from herself. Welcome. Welcome to my story with me, Juliet. Today, we're going to have a very, very inspiring story from one Ashley, and I'm sure it will be encouraging and also motivating to other moms out there, other parents out there. Ashley, how are you?
Hi, Juliet. How are you? I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. The sun is out. At least there's no cold. It's not cold outside.
Yeah, it has been so cold lately.
Yeah, it's been so cold. It's been crazy.
Mm-hmm. Wow, and you're looking lovely.
Thank you. You too.
Red all over.
I think I like the color.
Wow, it's a nice one.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Ashley, for someone meeting you for the first time, and I know I heard your story. And, I know it's going to be an encouragement to many. Maybe you can tell us who is Ashley so that we can get to know you.
So my name is Ashley Muteti. I am married and I have 2 children, one in heaven called Suri Zilani, and the one is Amani Muteti. Professionally, I am a trained journalist. I specialize in PR and communications, and I also have a foundation known as Zurin Zilani Foundation that I started in 2019 as a way to remember my late daughter, and also as a way to help women who have gone through preeclampsia, prematurity, that is premature births, and infant loss. Yes. Mm-hmm. I believe we'll speak about that during the course of the interview.
Well, yeah, we'll be talking all about that, and maybe you can share with us how it happened. Did you have your pregnancy normal, and at what point did the baby, like, what really happened?
My pregnancy was flawless until the 26th weeks. So at the 26th week, I started swelling. It started swelling on my face, my hands, my legs. I had really bad headaches and nausea and like an epigastric pain, like acidity-ish, yeah. So for me, I just thought it's normal pregnancy issues. Being a first-time mom, definitely, I didn't know to Google, but you just know it's normal for you to swell when you're pregnant. So there's a day I was feeling really, really bad, and I just told my husband, I think we just need to stop at the hospital, at least I get checked, because I'm not feeling okay. So when we went to the hospital, the doctor just said, they took my vitals, and when the doctor saw the vitals, even the nurse, she was shocked. She was like, "You're walking." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just having a very bad headache, but otherwise I feel fine." So the doctor saw me and he said, "We have to do an emergency CS right now." And I'm like, "I'm 26 weeks. I'm like 7 months. I have like 2 more months to go. How can we start the delivery process right now? So
Yeah.
I was not comfortable with his decision to deliver the baby. So we drove all the way to Aga Khan. And upon reaching there, my pressure was very, very, very high. At the hospital, the previous hospital, it was like 140-ish, 150-ish over 100 and something. And that's really bad. Normal, for a normal person, your pressure is 120 over 80. So that was very much elevated. So upon reaching Aga Khan, it was 160 over 110. So it was higher than
Yeah, that's fine.
the previous reading. So the doctor said, we cannot release you. We have to monitor you through the night, monitor the baby, and keep you on, like now you should start taking antihypertensive drugs. So for me, I was like, this is so fast. Like things are happening very fast. Am I hypertensive? What is happening? So I was being told this happens in pregnancy and everything because I've never been hypertensive. I've never had pressure issues and everything. And for me, I think the whole pregnancy, I was very, very careful. Yeah, what I ate and everything. So when I was hearing about this condition, I didn't really understand it. So that started like a whole journey in hospital. I spent like a whole month in hospital. They started monitoring me, checking my pressures every day, checking how the baby is. It was 6 weeks was very early. So the doctor wanted me to get to 34 weeks. But unfortunately, I couldn't age to get 34 weeks because the started failing. My liver, my kidney started failing. I had a condition called preeclampsia. Preeclampsia is characterized by high blood pressure and protein in urine. So everything, because of the pressure, was really making my body now start failing. Like my liver is failing, my kidneys are failing. I have edema, meaning I'm very, very much swollen. I added like 6 kgs in 3 days. So it was really quite
And were you eating?
Serious. So the doctor said, sorry?
Were you eating? Were you able to eat?
Yes, I was eating. They were monitoring my fluid intake because of the swelling as well. So fluids, I was on very minimal fluids, but eating, I tried. I would say I tried, but I was doing pretty bad. If you see pictures from before and after, I think it's quite shocking. But so that now they delivered the baby at 30 weeks. The baby came out very small, at 1.2 kgs. And she was taken immediately to the neonatal intensive care unit. So for me, I was given drugs to regain back my blood, for me not to have a blood clot and things like that. So the aftercare was also quite serious for me because the preeclampsia can strike anywhere between after delivery and 6 weeks postpartum. So I was also still taking the hypertensive drugs after delivery. So the baby, due to her prematurity, she developed a condition called NEC. And NEC affects the intestines. So basically the intestines are perforated. So anything that she's taking, it's not sitting it's not going through the normal process. So that means there's a hub of bacteria. And so because of that, she developed sepsis, and unfortunately she passed on after 49 days of life. Yeah. So it was quite a journey. We buried her in 2018. Decided to do a ceremony, and for me, I just said I really don't want to have another baby because, I was still grieving. I didn't know if I'm going to have another child, go through the same thing. Yeah, but 3 months down the line, after I have done every single thing to ensure I'm not going to get pregnant, like in the next 5 years, I found out I was pregnant. I actually had a coil that seriously backfired.
That was God.
Yeah. The doctors had warned me not to get pregnant. At least they gave me 2 years and gave myself 5 years, to just heal and do everything. But the doctors were not so impressed. So they gave me 2 options, either to terminate the pregnancy, because by then when I found out I was pregnant, I was already 6 weeks in. So they gave me the option to either terminate the pregnancy or to carry on with the pregnancy. So after so much consultation with my mom-in-law, my husband, I decided to keep the baby, because I was like, I will not go through the same thing that I went through. I've just lost my baby. I was going through those withdrawal symptoms. I was going through depression. And it was a very difficult phase and a very difficult pregnancy, because the moment we decided to keep the baby, I was immediately put on drugs, and a lot of drugs. In fact, just the other days when I was decluttering the place where I was keeping my drugs, when I was in hospital, and I was like, oh my God, I was taking all these drugs just to keep the baby in and hopefully not get preeclampsia again. But at the same time, I got preeclampsia the other time. The first time, I got preeclampsia again at 26 weeks. So at 26 weeks, I began again swelling. In my second pregnancy, I was dealing with a lot of issues. I was dealing with mourning my baby. I was dealing with not rejecting the baby that I'm carrying, because I felt I will go through the same thing that I went through. How am I going to love the baby that is growing in me, and things like that? I was suffering from depression. So I had a lot on my plate, and I just said, I have to do this. If it has not happened by chance, because I had already put in place measures of not getting pregnant again in the next 5 years. So it happened, let's see how it goes. So at the 7-month, just exact time that I got preeclampsia the other time, I started now swelling, I started feeling bad and everything. So the doctor advised that he wants me to get at least to 32 weeks and just admit me and hopefully get into now the position of delivery and things like that. But I didn't make it. At 30 weeks, when he's doing the scan, he realized that the baby had stopped growing at 26 weeks. So that is a condition called intrauterine growth restriction, and it's brought about by preeclampsia. Because of the pressure, the baby that lacks enough nutrients and at times oxygen for them to have the optimal growth. So the baby is restricted in growing. So the baby had already stopped growing at 26 weeks. So he was like, when he noticed that, he sent me to a sonographer who now measured every single thing about the baby. The amniotic fluid is in the right, the amount is correct, and things like that. So when now he prescribed that, he also prescribed that I got what are these called, injections to mature the lungs of the baby. So I got the injection on Friday and on Saturday, on that week that we realized that the baby had stopped growing at 26 weeks. On Sunday, I was feeling pain, almost like labor pains, but I felt that before early in my pregnancy, and I thought it's Braxton Hicks. In fact, even the doctor had confirmed it's Braxton Hicks. And for me, I was just thinking maybe they're Braxton Hicks, the false kind of labor. But I was in serious pain. Like, pain comes 5 minutes, it goes, 5 minutes, it goes. So I had a pressure machine in the house. So I took my pressure, and it was very high. It was 160/100. That's very, very high. So I told my hubby, let's go to the hospital, just the one which is near where we stay, and check with the manual machine. Maybe this machine is faulty, because I didn't believe the pressure machine that I had. So when I went to the hospital, immediately, even before we reached the hospital, I was telling my husband, I feel like I'm peeing. Maybe my water just broke. So upon leaving the car and I looked down, I'm just seeing blood. Like I was gushing a lot of blood, like a lot of blood, and it's continuous. It's not ending, like it's a lot of blood coming out. So I entered the hospital and they just took me straight to the maternity ward. So upon reaching there, now we start calling our doctor. We call Dr. Yamal and we speak to the first ring. And you're like, Dr. Yamal, this is what is happening. Ashley is losing a lot of blood now. That's my husband. She's losing a lot of blood. And what can we do in this hospital? Where are you? Asking the doctor, where are you? Funny thing, the doctor is there in Mombasa on a Sunday. Well, it's okay because it's Sunday, yeah? But the doctor is in Mombasa. Now we are wondering what will happen. The doctor gave instructions to the resident doctor on what and the injections to give me. And he told me to get to Aga Khan in 15 minutes. Like, you have to be very quick. Give her those 2 injections, check the baby, keep her on the side, take an ambulance straight to Aga Khan. So by then, I would say I really thank God for my doctor, my doctors, I would say, because he immediately arranged for a team to wait for me in those 15 minutes, and I knew I will not make it. I saw the amount of blood that was coming out, and I was like, there is no way me and my baby will make it. So I just said, that prayer that you pray so that you go to heaven. You repent. I prayed for my husband, I prayed for my family and everything. And I just said, just living this year. If I will reach Aga Khan, well and good. If it will happen on the operating table, I'm at peace.
That's fine. Yeah.
So upon reaching Aga Khan now, all the doctors, everyone was waiting for me. The theater had already been prepared, and now when I reached there, the nurses started shouting, she's gushing blood. So I'm already tense. And on the operating table, like people are making that noise. So I just knew, there's no way. So Dr. Sikolia was very fast with the CS very fast, and I didn't hear. The first time Dr. Sikolia did my surgery, I heard my baby cry, and I felt so much comfort. At least she's alive. So when Dr. Sikolia operated again, there was no crying. It's crazy. So after the surgery, I was taken to the recovery room, and there was a nurse who was monitoring me. Because of everything that has happened, they just kept me there to monitor me for quite some time. So my husband came in and I was like, where's the baby? And if the baby has passed on, just tell me. Don't sugarcoat anything and then find out later that the baby has gone. So you tell me, the baby has gone, just tell me. And he was like, no, the baby is fine. I've taken the baby to NICU. The baby is fine.
Wow.
So afterwards is when the doctor explained to us Now Dr. Yamal explained to us. He took the first flight back to Nairobi and came to see me. And he said, if I did not make it, if I went straight, the way I was leaving the house, if I went straight to Aga Khan, I wouldn't have made it to Aga Khan. Even if my house was, because I live in Mombasa Road. So on a Sunday, maybe we go straight. But the fact that I went to this local hospital and got those 2 jabs, it's like those 2 jabs. Yes, I know God saved me, but those 2 jabs really helped me reach where I was intending to go. Now Aga Khan. So he told me it was quite bad. I was losing approximately 700 ml of blood per minute. It was quite crazy.
That is bad.
We were scared. My husband and I were scared so much to be attached to the baby. But God really, really came through for us, because she used oxygen for 3 days. As small as she was, 975 grams, she used oxygen for 3 days. and she started growing. The only challenges we experienced with my baby, my Amani, was that she had blood issues. So we had to do quite a number of how do I call it? She needed blood, yeah. So she needed blood like almost 3 to 4 times, yeah. So we had to call a few guys to help us get the blood and everything. But apart from that, she has grown. She's now 19 months. She is small,
Wow.
body size, but she is so intelligent. She can write, she speaks, she walks.
Wow.
You know, I just see this baby and I see what God can do. You know, I see there's still hope.
Wow.
You know, I see her and she's just
Yes.
a miracle. She's a miracle baby. To be honest, she she beat all the odds. You know, to be here.
True.
And
True. Yes.
my staff, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, wow, wow. I don't know what to say. I'm just, you know what, Ashley? God loves you. God loves you. And in all true things, God has been watching over you
Yeah.
step by step by step, so that one day, like we are seated here, you can stand out and talk to other parents and share your experience and just encourage someone and give hope to people. I'm so encouraged. So I'm curious to know, throughout this time, who has been your biggest support system?
I think my husband has been really there. We've really, you know, when you lose a child as a couple, there are so many things that come into play. And for us, we experienced a lot of marriages break while we were in NICU. You know, when you have a very sick child or the baby has passed on, there are a lot of couples that broke up. For us, I thank God for the support, because at times I felt like I'm losing myself. But I lost myself because of the death of my child. I stopped doing completely anything that I love. I love cooking. I enjoy cooking. I have a cooking channel. I stopped for that whole year. I stopped doing the things that really, really make me happy. I felt so guilty to be happy, yet my baby is dead.
Yeah.
You know, so he was really, really there for me. Even when, you know, when you're mourning, you have people around, definitely your family and friends. And my family and friends have been very, very supportive, and also God. For me, I felt God has let me down. How would He allow a small baby to die? What did that baby do to deserve death? You know, and in fact, feel so much pain while dying. You know, so yeah.
Wow. And so far, what would you say has been your greatest moment in motherhood?
I think seeing my baby grow. Seeing my baby grow has been, and achieving her milestones has been very beautiful. For me, I had to resign. I had requested to have more time with my baby so that I take care of her within the period that I had left, because she stayed in hospital for the 3 months maternity leave. So the doctor had requested I be her primary caregiver for another 3 months, because that 3 months is very critical in her growth at home, because she can perform any infections and everything. And I lost a child previously because of an infection. So when it was not possible at work to get the opportunity to stay with my baby, I had to resign. And I think that was the greatest decision I made. and sacrifice for my daughter. And motherhood has been an eye-opening experience. You're never trained to be a mom. You don't know. It happens. You don't have a certificate to attest that you're a mom, but each and every single day is a learning experience. You learn so much about your child. You learn how to be a mother, and I think God has given us that instinct, that natural thing in nature, just to take care of people, to take care of our children. And so motherhood has been it's a very nice experience, very, very nice. And I'm so grateful to be experiencing motherhood, especially after thinking that I would never experience motherhood.
That was quite moving, and it's out of this experience that Ashley started a foundation in memory of her late daughter. The foundation is called Zuri Nzilani Foundation, that aims to create awareness in preeclampsia, premature births, and infant loss here in Kenya. For now, we're going to take a short commercial break. We will be back.